What are you going to take out of your life? Think about that. The last video we talked about what changes you're going to make. This is part of it. This is an extension of it, okay? But last week I kicked off, then we talked about what you're going to change, and we talked about, for the most part, what disciplines, what things you're going to put in place. Anthony Lamacchia here with Crush It in Real Estate, doing an entire series on goal setting. Again, last week I talked about what changes, what disciplines, what things you're going to put in place. Now I want to talk about what are you going to take out of your life. When people make New Year's resolutions, they have a tendency to talk obsessively about what they're going to add to their life. I'm going to get up early every day. Well, that's one I suggest, right? Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do that. And you start thinking about, okay, well, there's 40 minutes there. There's 30 minutes there. Before you know it, it's like, guys, there's only 24 hours in a day. So as I've grown my business along the way, I have had to take things out of my life. I've had to take things off of my schedule, out of my schedule, so that I can free up time to do other things. What are you going to take out? I'll tell you one that I mentioned last week down the hall. I had talked about how I catch myself on Facebook 3 minutes after I was just on Facebook. And I try hard, I'm conscious, I slip sometimes, to not go onto Facebook 25 times a day because it is a massive time suck. What else can you take out of your life? Is there something that you're doing in your schedule that is eating up time? Maybe it has to do with driving children to school. Maybe it has to do with commuting to and from work. I don't know what it is. Someone joked in the training we did last week, doing laundry. I said, well, you can clear that up with your husband, right? But think about your life as a whole. Think about your day. There's only so many hours in a day. We all get 24. Nobody gets more, okay? Although my son last week was telling me it's actually 23 hours and 56 minutes or something like that. But the point is, we all get the same amount. So I want you to look at your day and evaluate it and say, what do I not really need to be doing? Where could I save time? Well, one of the areas that you can save time is in choice management, time management. We do entire trainings on teaching people to get ahead of things in their transactions, warning buyers before home inspections of what's to come, sending certain emails at certain times so that you prepare the clients for what's to come, sending a certain document before a client accepts an offer on their home that explains the rest of the process. Why does that save time? Because when the client reads it, they ask you less questions, okay? All of those kinds of things substantially add up, and that's all part of our training. We have a ton of videos on these kinds of things. So if you get more disciplined about your business, you get more deliberate about your steps, you get more proactive in doing things to prepare your clients, before you know it, you save a ton of time. There's a reason that people that go through our training system all over the country go from 20 sales a year to 30, and they're not working more because they're becoming more deliberate in their steps. If you're typing the same email 3 times a week to 3 different clients, okay, start to create emails that you can cut and paste and use in each one of your transactions. You follow me? We have that in our training system, but you don't need our training system. Create it yourself. That's how you'll save time. What else can you do? What things can you take out of your schedule? I want you to think about that. The first part last week was, what are you going to add? Today's, what are you going to subtract? Feel free to comment below. Comment here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Put comments. Let's create an active conversation. I'll be replying to some. I'll be taking note of some. But put comments. What are you going to change in your life to create more time? Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.